Thursday night football. The Buffalo Bills are on the road to Miami to take on the Dolphins. My best bets are on the way. I got 2 picks in this game. Plus, I'll wrap up the video with the parlay and I'll talk about who I think wins, covers, the over, the under, and everything in between. If you are new, my name is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. Simple as that. Let's dive into how we did on Monday Night Football. Obviously, it wasn't our greatest, early start to the week 1 and Sunday, but we ended with a strong day, cashing our Garrett Wilson over in receptions, a little sweaty, and we had a same game parlay at plus 280 that we cashed there as well. Not our greatest week 1. We have a lot more data to work off of. Feeling confident for week 2, and it starts with a 2-0 Thursday Night Football. I'll dive into those picks in just one moment, but I have a couple notes. Number 1, Underdog Fantasy continues to have great offers, and I want to bring them to your guys' attention. The first one is CeeDee Lamb to get 1 yard on Sunday. That is a free square for everyone. Even if you've already used Underdog Fantasy before, you have that in there. You can use it. I'll have an Underdog Fantasy parlay at the end of this video. Number 2, if you are a new user and you sign up using our code COS, you'll get a Josh Allen free square for Thursday Night Football to use. Plus, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. So some free money out there to maybe try to go for some long shots on Sunday or heck, even Thursday. I have a long shot at the end of this video that I do like. If you want to tail it, you could throw CeeDee Lamb in there, or you could throw the Josh Allen free square in there as well. Take advantage of that. Make sure you use code COS or the link down below, top of the description. Now, my last note is that Logan and I posted a video on Wednesday that was us going through all 16 games on the slate. So we talked about this game. We talked about every single other game, every Sunday game, even Monday Night Football. We gave out our spread or a total that we really liked in that game. Last week, I want to say Logan went 9-3. I went 7-4. So pretty good week for us if we're talking about spreads and totals. You can go tap into that. It will be linked at the top of the description. I encourage you to go watch it. Every single game is timestamped. So maybe you're like, I don't care about a Giants and Commanders game, but I'm curious what you think about my team. If that's one of your teams, I'm sorry. You can go check out that video. It was linked and posted before this one. But you guys came up for some NFL picks. Thursday Night Football. First one of the day is a straight bet. It's our man, Josh Allen, on the thumbnail, over 242.5 passing yards, minus 113 on FanDuel. Now, I don't know where this line goes. I'm recording this and posting this 24 hours before the game starts. I do like Josh Allen up to about 247.5. Josh Allen, I sometimes look at his pass yards, sometimes look at his pass plus rushing. The pass plus rushing is in the 280s. I know he can get rushing yards, but I rather just trust his arm on Thursday Night Football. Now, if you're looking at in week 1, how did Josh Allen, this offense, do? Well, Allen completed 18 of 23 passes for 232 yards, so did fall short of this line. He did have 9 carries for 39 rush yards. I mean, that's the Josh Allen stat line. He'll get those rush yards in there, but not a lot of volume for him. 18 completions, only 23 pass attempts. Very low volume for a guy like Josh Allen. Now, obviously, we have a different offensive coordinator, kind of the one they switched to last year, mid-year, so I don't expect the high volume attack that you might have been seeing over the past few years, but still, I feel like there's still some more passing yard upside there. And last week, Buffalo 3 for 9 on third down, so not great at continuing those drives, getting more yards. They also had 33 rush attempts. Obviously, Allen accounted for 9 of them, and they only ran 58 plays. The 58 would actually have been the lowest average of any team last season. 58.5 was the Seahawks, and they were the lowest average number of plays. Obviously, it's week 1, so teams might play a little bit slower, but in week 2, teams are obviously coming in here a little bit banged up from week 1. The rest of recovery, we'll see how that goes. And I feel like the easiest way to really expose the defense, which I'm not too high on the Dolphins defense, which we'll talk about in a second, is to run some up tempo, run some fast pace, get those defensive linemen who are trying to recover from last week, get them tired. And while you could say, well, they could run the football, I feel like if you can run fast pace, make the D-line tired, they're not going to get a great pass rush, and you can have those deeper routes going down the field. I feel like Allen missed Marquez Valdes-Scantling early, well, not early in that game, missed him on a deep throw, just barely. I really like Josh Allen to throw a little bit more, and so do the Bucs. His pass completions is 22.5, and pass attempts is 33.5. Now, obviously, we don't have Stephon Diggs or Gabe Davis, but he still has plenty of different weapons out there. He completed 18 passes last week, 9 of them to different pass catchers. In week 1, the Dolphins faced Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. He completed 12 of 21 passes. So not a great game for 162 yards, but if you look at him, yards per pass attempt, 7.7. That last season would have ranked the highest in the NFL. So I'm not too high on this Dolphins defense. Christian Kirk dropped a couple passes. Brian Thomas got held for a 40-yard defensive pass interference by Jalen Ramsey, which obviously could happen again. But the Jaguars were only 2 for 10 on third down. They didn't play all too well. They only ran 50 total plays, 8 less than the Bills. I think that Josh Allen will be able to have a big game here. It's worth noting he's over this line in 5 straight games versus the Dolphins. He has owned the Dolphins before. Sure, he doesn't have the same pass catchers as he might have had in years past, but I don't think this team is just going to go ground and pound nonstop. This should be a higher scoring game. I really like Josh Allen to go over in pass yards, my favorite individual straight bet of this game. Now, I do have another pick. It's not going to be a pick on the total or spread. It's actually a 2-leg same game parlay. It's going to be two pass catchers, one on each team. Jalen Waddle to get 50 or more receiving yards, and Dalton Kincaid to get 25 or more receiving yards, minus 117 on FanDuel. I wish this was plus money. I looked at a bunch of different books to try to find one with plus money. Couldn't find it. Bet365 was next close to minus 125. DraftKings, I've talked about this before, with the ladder challenges for any other SGPs, they suck with their same game parlay calculator odds. This is minus 175 there, so don't even bother playing it there. I'm also with Dalton Kincaid, who I think has a better week than he did in week 1, because honestly, he can't be any worse. Week 1, 1 reception, 2 targets on 11 yards. Now, the positive notes, he did run the second most routes on the team, 25, and he played 84% of snaps. But obviously, it wasn't enough to show for anything in the box score. Now, if you were to watch that game, you would have noticed the Cardinals basically said, hey, anyone but Dalton Kincaid. They read all the fantasy football articles. I was like, Dalton Kincaid just see 120 targets, blah, blah, blah. We're going to double, triple team him. And obviously Josh Allen saw that and was like, well, I'll throw it to anyone else that's wide open. So that's why he had a high completion rate. I don't anticipate the Dolphins doing the same thing. They should leave some open opportunities over the middle of the field. And I think Kincaid gets more opportunities today. Last year in his rookie season, 27 and 84 yards versus the Dolphins. We only need 25 here. I really think he's got a good chance of going over his regular line at like 44 and a half. I think he easily gets 25. And I hate tight ends, but it's not in the ladder, so maybe it'll cash. As for Waddle, we need 50 from him. He ran over 50% of his routes across the middle of the field. The Dolphins are going to continue to do that, and they could be down some running backs, already down Mostert. We'll see if Achane plays. But Tyreek Hill is obviously going to command his coverage, and given that they're down Teron Johnson, one of their star cornerbacks, I imagine maybe we'll see some double coverage on Tyreek Hill. Should see a lot of opportunities for Jalen Waddle running those crossing routes. We know he's a big play threat. And we saw last week, he was injured for some of that game. Still 5 receptions on 5 targets, 109 yards. Had pretty decent success against the Bills. Not the best, but 120, 102, 114, and 46 in his last 3 against them. Waddle much better at home. 7 straight games with 50 or more yards at home. I'm pretty confident he'll get the job done. He'll probably be the more shorter yardage guy. I imagine he's just running some crossing routes so he can maybe catch the ball and turn it upfield, 15, 20 plus yard catches. I think he gets involved early in this one. I don't see a huge game coming from Tyreek Hill. I really like Jalen Waddle for 50 or more yards paired with Kincaid. I think that's a winner, 50 and 25 from those two fellows. Think that is a surefire winner at minus 117 on FanDuel. I do like our chances there at cashing those props. But now it's what you came here for. We're going to talk about who I think wins this game and who I think covers or who I think goes over or under. If you watched our best bets video that I posted on Wednesday, which I definitely encourage you to go tap in. I know we talk about this game, but we talk about every other game. I do like the Bills plus 2.5. I feel like I like the over a little bit more, the 48.5. The Bills have just historically owned this matchup. I'm sure different teams, but Josh Allen's owned them. He's won 6 of the last 7 against Tua Tagovailoa. Even more success going even further out. They've just had a good game plan for Tua. Now, I don't think their defense is as good as it was in years past, which is why I do like the over. Dolphins offense didn't look great in week 1. I think they're a little bit better here, having, knocked out some of the kinks. And like I said, I think both these two teams play some up-tempo. You want to get those D-lines tired, and I think they'll have some opportunities for some big plays. Obviously, it comes down to converting in the red zone. 2 more of the aggressive teams in the red zone. I do like the over at 48.5. A little bit more than Bills plus 2.5, but if I had to bet the spread, it would be the Bills. Until the Dolphins can figure it out, I'll keep fading them against the Bills. Finally, let's wrap up with an underdog fantasy entry. As always, let me know who you guys like in that game. But as I talked about at the top of the show, Underdog Fantasy, if you use code COS, you'll get a match on your first deposit up to $1,000. They'll also give you this Josh Allen free square. And if you are already a user of Underdog, cool, good for you. You get a CeeDee Lamb free square. They're doing tons of different profit boosts, free squares, and things for everyone out there. They're really going all in this NFL season. So I encourage you to tap into Underdog Fantasy. Links are down below. Make sure you use our code COS, help support the channel. I did a 4-leg entry here. We have 2 first quarter props, both Jalen Waddle and Khalil Shakir to go higher than their first quarter lines. I like Khalil Shakir, almost made his regular receptions as a play. I think he gets involved early. Dolphins also struggle against middle of the field type routes. At least they did last week, or the Bills did. Well, Dolphins did. They gave up a lot of stuff in the middle of the field. I think we'll see him be able to get involved. Tyreek Hill lower than 7 receptions. Not going to be a popular one. I just think this either pushes or goes under. I don't see him get 8 receptions. I think the Bills do a good job at limiting Tyreek Hill's exposure. They maybe throw 2 guys on him and say, you know what, someone else beat us. Hopefully that's Jalen Waddle. And then Josh Allen higher in pass yards. Obviously, if you sign up using our code COS, I'd probably replace Josh Allen pass yards with Josh Allen's free square at 0.5. That probably is a better hit rate than 246.5. But again, I do like that. A reminder, use code COS or the link in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Good luck on your Thursday night football bets. Good luck in this week too. I'll have plenty of videos covering Sunday's slate of action. If you want to know our favorite spread picks, I will link it on the screen. We talk about every single game. Like I said, you can timestamp, jump around that video. It's a really good one. I really enjoyed recording it with Logan. And then we'll have some more videos posted probably on Saturday with some more props and stuff that we're looking at. I'll be posting them early to the DubClub. If you want to get early access, those details are down below. Less than $6 a month. Let's have a great NFL week 2, and it starts with a 2-0 day and maybe cashing this Underdog fantasy entry. Have a great Thursday. I'll see you guys back on Friday with some more picks, and obviously you'll see some other videos if you watch those. Like and subscribe. See you then. Peace.